A member of our learning community had a big realization on one of our coaching calls and saw that they had been crafting and using their marketing message, their core message of their business and who they serve and what they're here to do, as a protection, as a filter, and it was scaring people off. Hi, this is Mark Silver with Heart of Business, and this is actually quite a common thing. People do this for really normal and appropriate reasons, even if the strategy itself isn't that effective. And we do this because there are clients out in the world or people out in the world that we don't want to be working with, that for whatever reason we don't have the inner resources, or we have trauma or history in our past that would be too activated dealing with them, or there's just unsafe people who act in unsafe ways, and you quite naturally don't want them as clients. And so out of protection, people craft marketing messages attempting to avoid those people. Now, let me be clear. Filters in marketing are really important. It is really important to be clear about who you don't want to work with. And in some places, make that explicit on your website or your other messaging. The problem with this situation was that it wasn't conscious and it wasn't really explicit. And it was in some ways embedded as not the only, but it was like part of the subconscious core messaging. And so your marketing message, your core marketing message, should be a sweet invitation to the right people. You want the people that you most want to work with, the people that you're here to serve, that would love you and get a lot of benefit out of you, to feel seen and feel heard and feel cared for and feel invited and feel wanted. This is what makes a strong marketing message. But if you're in a defensive mode, again, for legitimate reasons, then your marketing message is going to be primarily a defense and not primarily a sweet, loving, caring invitation. And so what I want to encourage you to do right now, if you're willing to take a couple moments, is to think about the people you really want to work with, the people who really, their hearts are open to you, they gain tremendous benefit working with you, they love what you do. Think about them and write to them and, describe the characteristics and the values they hold and the challenges they're facing from a place of real love and care. This draft, just messy, not a marketing message, just almost like a love letter to them. And then separately, on a different piece of paper or a different screen, write down the people you don't want to work with, problems you don't want to help people with because you're not suited to, or they just hit you wrong, people who you're not equipped to deal with or just are toxic or what have you, and write out those characteristics and be clear about that, and notice how different those two groups are, and know that when you're writing your marketing message, it's to the first group, and that when you're filtering, which is a separate activity, it's for the second group. You're filtering the second group out. And by making these two separate pieces of your communication, of your awareness, of your presence in your heart, then you won't be inadvertently pushing people away who really need you. I hope this has been helpful. I'm so curious to see what you come up with. And the best to you and your business.